Coming up on this second hour of American Sunrise, the House of Representatives reveals a massive defense spending bill that goes above and beyond what President Trump initially requested. We'll talk about what's inside that 3,000-page legislation in just a moment. Plus, new polling reveals that most Americans support President Trump's plan to send $2,000 tariff dividend checks to low and middle income Americans. We'll have analysis on the proposal and if you'll see a check. Plus, how Americans are responding to all of this. That's straight ahead. And then later, President Trump kicking off his new affordability tour in Pennsylvania today to tout more proposals for bringing down the cost of living for Americans. Those stories and so much more right now on this second hour of American Sunrise.
Good morning, America.
Welcome to American Sunrise.
Whether it's culture,
We have breaking news to share with you.
politics,
President Trump is joining us live now from Florida.
we've got you covered.
This is what it looks like to be a patriot.
We have to protect the American family.
The American dream is still alive.
I'm David Brody.
I'm Terrence.
And I'm Dr. Gina.
Welcome back to this second hour of American Sunrise. I'm Terrence Bates in our Denver studio. Always good to see you. Let's bring in Dr. Gina. She's in Washington, D.C. Emily Finn is in our West Palm Beach studios. David Brody, by the way, has a day off. Ladies, I know this is completely just out of left field, but I'm curious. Are either of you chili fans? And I'm asking this because it's cold here, and when it gets this cold, I typically like to make a big old pot of chili. And I was so popular in my household. Like, my girls hugged me big. They were like, "Dad, you made chili." It's like a comfort food to me when the weather is this cold. Are either of you chili fans?
Huge.
Yeah,
Emily?
Yeah, a little bit. I don't think it would be my go-to, but Terrence, I bet your chili is incredible.
Yeah, tell us the recipe, T.
Thank you. Oh my God, I put everything. Like, seriously, for me, when I do my chili, I just kind of throw in whatever. Like, you've got to have beans. So I typically do black beans and kidney beans, and then I do some ground turkey. But whatever other spices, anything that's kind of red and it looks kind of like chili powder, I typically put in. So paprika, cinnamon, that kind of thing, and a little bit of brown sugar. But I don't know. That just popped into my mind. My daughter, oldest, just texted me a little while ago. Go ahead.
I have to tell you, my mom made the best chili in the world. My husband makes fun of it and says it's not actually chili because I Italianize chili. I use Italian sausage. I use the big red kidney beans. I love those. And I put all the Italian spices in it for whatever reason. But also brown sugar, I think, is critical. Chili powder, of course, I love. But yeah, the Italian sausage and the mushrooms to me are key. That's what my mom did.
I like that you,
and then you have
Italianized it. That's funny.
Yeah, isn't that funny? But, you know, Gina is the name, so it's going to happen. But, you know, my mom always served on the side peanut butter and celery. I don't know if that's a thing or if that's just what my mom did. But, yeah, you had to have peanut butter and celery on the side with chili. I have no idea.
Well, Chef Gina and Chef Terrence, you guys are putting your recipes together here. I love it.
Exactly. Like, I'm going to come next week. I'm like, girls, so this is Italian chili. And be like, Italian chili? Yeah. Really, Dad? I'm not mad at your mom for that. Ladies, let's get to a couple of quick headlines. A Brazilian woman described as a, quote, criminal illegal alien being released from an ICE detention center in Louisiana after an immigration judge ordered her release on a $1,500 bond. Here's video of her initial arrest. You can see the ICE agents pulling up alongside her car. The woman's release making headlines, though, because she was previously engaged to White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt's brother and shares an 11-year-old son with him. The 33-year-old had reportedly been arrested for battery. Her attorney denies that allegation, saying that she's not a flight risk. Texas's upcoming Senate race just got a lot more interesting as Democrat Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett is planning to run against Republican Senator John Cornyn. The outspoken Democrat announced her candidacy on Monday on the final day of qualifying. A defiant Crockett telling supporters, quote, "I'm the only one who has gone toe-to-toe with Donald Trump, and there's a reason he's always got my name in his mouth." Democrat Texas Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett now running for Senate. And Japan is beginning the recovery process this morning following a massive 7.5 magnitude earthquake that triggered a tsunami. Look at this, folks. At last check, more than 30 people were hurt. Most were hit by falling objects. Japan's meteorological agency says that aftershocks are possible in the coming days. Wow, look at that video there. That's a quick check of your headlines. Now let's get a quick check of your forecast. Weather Nation meteorologist Tracy Anthony joining us in our West Palm Beach studio. By the way, scan that QR code there at the bottom of your screen and join our friends over at Weather Nation. TT, my favorite part of the show, time for our hometown forecasts.
Oh yeah, and they're all coming in from Getter today. So this is from Tea Party Girl. She wanted a forecast for Welcome, North Carolina. Now, they've got a pretty quiet forecast, but they're chilly for the day today, and they're going to stay pretty mild. But notice next week, those temperatures are going to plummet once again. Now, if we go up a little bit farther to the north, going to take you to Wasilla, Alaska. This is from Robbie Daly on Getter. Look at this. We're in the teens every day, but that's technically a good 10 degrees above their average of 6. And overnight temperatures will be in the low teens, single digits as well. So definitely bundle up there across Alaska. And for Phoenix, this coming in from Stop Rhinos on Getter. This is where we're talking about record potential. So a handful of cities across the Southwest will have the potential for record heat over the next couple of days, and it's really going to stick around through Sunday. So this is kind of one of those stories that you don't often hear about in December because we're so busy covering the winter weather, but some places are warm, and that's where you want to go if you want a warmer Christmas. Now, Terrence, I do have one question for you because the Northwest is dealing with a warm atmospheric river. We have a poll going on Twitter. Do you use an umbrella?
No, I just run. I just run real fast.
That's what
I get
I
out of my
said.
car.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's what I said.
No. If I were to look around my house for an umbrella, I'd be searching next Wednesday still. I couldn't tell you where we have one or if we even have one. Yeah, I just get out of my car and run for shelter really fast. I probably should be a bit more mature than that. But you ask, and that's just the truth. Sorry,
I have
Tracy.
one that's hidden in my car. I don't know where it is. No, I'm with you. And that's why we were asking on Twitter. So feel free to join into the conversation. I really don't think many people actually use an umbrella.
Yeah, not one of those people. All right, Tracy, we'll talk to you tomorrow. And by tomorrow, maybe I'll have bought an umbrella. How about that?
Yeah. You won't use it, though.
Exactly, true. Just be a waste of money. You see that QR code there at the bottom of your screens, folks. Go ahead and, there we have it up again. Sorry. Go ahead and scan that and join our friends over at Weather Nation. Well, look, members of the House have revealed a $901 billion National Defense Authorization Act payment on Sunday. A 3,068-page bill that includes $8 billion more than President Trump initially requested. That bill, by the way, codifies at least 15 of the president's executive orders, including construction for the Golden Dome missile defense system and modernizing weapon systems, as well as sending more troops to the southern border. Joining us now with reaction to all of this is editor-in-chief for Just the News and, of course, friend of the show, John Solomon. Johnny Solomon, good morning, my friend.
Good morning. Good to be with you.
It's good to have you. So look, I think most people are for the Defense Authorization Act and making sure that we fund the armed forces. But at this price tag, it's giving people pause.
Yeah, listen, I think first off, it's an expression of the support that Congress now has for Pete Hegseth. Remember, they were cool to him being defense secretary a few months ago. But I think after seeing the compass resetting that he's created for the Pentagon, getting it focused back on warfighting, not on social engineering and other ideological issues, they're impressed. And so I think the fact that Congress would offer the Pentagon more than even that the president asked for is an expression of support for what Hegseth's doing. This will not be the final number. It ultimately will get negotiated down to a number that fits into a budget that the Congress is trying to do to cut spending overall while keeping our security strong. But inside the budget roadmap is the future of warfighting, a whole new drone program, taking the learnings from what we learned from the Ukraine and Russia war, where small, inexpensive drones have replaced soldiers as the most lethal form of fighting. It includes a significant missile shield of the Golden Dome that we've talked about for years, but we've actually been talking about it since Reagan. We know Israel has a good one. We're going to develop one here to protect ourselves. It has counter-drone technology to protect our troops in the field. It is a futuristic, forward-leaning roadmap after years of Pentagon budgets that had a lot more to do with liberal ideology than keeping the country safe.
You know, John, I sometimes really enjoy sitting around the table with my children and just learning from them what they're learning. And they have a lot of friends in the military. My son, Jack, was telling me that our military is so prepared. I think he said we could that we could outgun every military 4 times over. You love to hear things like that, and that may be part of the reason why we hadn't done the dome before, but now we think this dome is necessary. What's your analysis on that?
Well, listen, we know the asymmetric threat of warfare is high. If a stolen nuke, forget conventional warfare between states. If someone stole a nuke or created a dirty bomb and put it on a small missile, we'd have a devastating effect here. And President Trump and Pete Hegseth and the security team doesn't want to risk that. And so creating a dome that can identify and quickly take down any missile coming into the United States is really essential. Now, it would be more essential if we're in conflict with a major nation like China. But right now, they're thinking about the unexpected, that one loose nuke, that broken arrow that gets away. And so having this capability is a major security opportunity for the United States. It's something that Reagan proposed under the Star Wars plan of the 80s. It never got built. Israel showed it can work. As you see, many of the Hezbollah missiles get shut down every time by the dome there. And Donald Trump is determined to make it reality in this presidency.
John, we also want to get your take on the Trump Accounts program. Over the weekend, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said there will be no restrictions on how children can use their Trump accounts once they turn 18, and that the funds will act as a sort of trust fund or individual retirement account Americans can invest in. What's your take on all of this? Do you think this is a good move for Americans?
Well, it's going to be popular. There's 2 things you see. President Trump wanting to give money back from terrorists, very popular. President Trump creating trust fund sort of accounts that the government seeds and that grandparents and parents can contribute into. We've been a debtor nation for the last 25 years, and creating a culture of saving and giving young people the benefit of learning how to invest and grow a trust fund. It creates financial literacy. It creates some financial security for the future. And it changed us from us being constant plastic spenders to wisely saving from time to time. It's a great cultural moment. It also can be a great financial moment. And when you look at the polling data, this and the tariffs are pretty popular. About 65% of Americans like it. I think it's a future model for where the government's going to go. I think it's going to get out of the business of providing a lot of direct aid and maybe seeding investment accounts and letting people control their own destiny, something Republicans have wanted to do for a long time. Even with Social Security, this is sort of the first test bed for it.
John Solomon, appreciate your time as always. Good to see you.
Great to be with you guys. Thanks.
Thanks, John.
Yeah. We'll talk soon. Coming up, a Maryland man busted on a massive tech fraud scheme. Find out how his scam let North Korean operatives access U.S. government systems. Ahead, what investigators are saying about the case.